guys, it's Caleb. I took some tests, didn't have much time to do much else, but then I landed the interview of the year, and that's just the past week. Hey guys, it's Caleb. So, welcome to the 4th episode of the Chillin with Caleb podcast. It is great to be here. I have a good amount of special things planned for the main portion of this, but I still have to go through the main first segment of the episode, as I always do. So I'm going to be talking about what I did this week. Surprise! So, basically, I have a couple big stories I want to tell you. Not that big, but cool. So first of all, let's get this out of the way. Well, it's vacation, so that's pretty good. I have February break now. Today is the first day of it. And of course, because all the teachers want to get their units done before break, I had to have some tests this week. But basically, apparently, I had 4 tests, quizzes, the same thing, in one day last Thursday. So I had to spend a lot of time studying for them. I think I did really good on them. But I have a lot to talk about, so yeah. Hold on, I'm just gonna pause this for a second to make sure this is saving in the right place. Okay, I was trying to make sure it could save on my hard drive, but I think it's working, it's fine. So, I can tell there, but anyway, so, yeah, I had a lot of tests, and that took a lot of studying, but it all paid off, and I did great on them, so that's pretty good. So, what else? So, hold on. I got a late Christmas present from my godfather. So that's pretty nice. And it was really cool, something that'll really help me out in future videos. It's hard to show off in a podcast, but I got studio lights. 3 really fancy ones that I can put wherever I need to put them for the video. And it's really nice, because I've been waiting for some better ways of lighting than the ceiling. And when I do green screen stuff, that's stuff that's going to be needed. And I actually, speaking of the green screen, I did a little video for school this week, and that's always fun. I'll probably upload it on YouTube later. Well, I already uploaded it on YouTube, but I'll upload a version with captions or something later, because for French class, because I'm taking French, I actually did a video where it was relating to the weather. That was our unit, and we had to do some sort of project on it, so I decided to do a video, and I made like a weather report. I'll put captions on it, and then I'll publish it, because I feel like just to show some cool green screen skills I've gotten, it was pretty well received by my classmates and everything. So that's one thing. I watched the 6th episode of WandaVision, and I feel like each week I'd say this is my favorite so far. I don't know if this is my absolute favorite. One of the past ones might have been better, like 4 or 5, but this was such a cool one. It referenced one of my favorite shows, and I don't want to get into it that much, because, again, I'm doing spoiler-free reviews each week. But, so, it had an interesting ending that really leaves a good door open for a couple of great episodes to end off the series. And at some point, I'm going to be reviewing WandaVision, since I can't just talk about it spoilers-free forever. It's not going to be on a podcast. I'm going to actually edit a video. I'm doing an MCU review that I gotta finish writing. I've barely even started it. And then after that, I'll be reviewing each of the TV shows in this case, I'll do one video talking about each of the 9 episodes that I cover in it. So, anyway, that was a great episode. I feel like the only reason I keep the spoiler free is I know because some of the only people I actually know personally that listen to this, maybe there are more, actually are waiting until the whole show is finished to be able to watch it, or just being busy and like my brother is eventually going to watch it, but right now he's busy with work and stuff, and I know he's one of the people who listens to this the most, so I'm kind of waiting and making sure he doesn't get spoiled. So, what else? And so, I've talked about my little nephew Lucas on here, I believe. I think I talked about him last week. He is the cutest little thing, and my mom babysits him on Mondays and Tuesdays, so any day that I'm doing at-home learning on those 2 days, I absolutely love, because I want to be able to see the little pumpkin. Did I already say pumpkin as an adjective, or as a descriptive word for him? Probably. But he started saying what we're pretty sure is his first word. So back in October, he said Dad, 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 dad. He started saying that a lot. Well, it wasn't this one I'm about to talk about isn't his first word. He's been saying a couple. One of them I don't have recordings of, but it's Pop, which is our name for my dad, our grandparent name for him. So, and he's been making the pop sound a lot this week and last week. And but we didn't know back in October if when he was saying dada, he meant it referring to his dada, my brother-in-law, P-Jack, who also built this awesome computer. I'm thankful for this computer. It's awesome. But, so, now we really feel like he's saying Pop as a name. And it's really cute. And the other word he said, I actually have audio of, because my sister was recording him. So I'll play it in just a second after I give the context. He's saying the word dog a lot, which is mainly because it's one of the words he hears a lot. My sister has 2 dogs, and they're also really cute, but I feel like they would probably feel bad because the baby's overshadowing them. But basically, whenever he sees them, my sister will teach him the word and say, like, is that the dog? Is that your dog, Lucas? That kind of thing. And then his favorite show is Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So that show also says the word dog a lot because one of its songs goes like hot dog, hot diggity dog at the end when they're celebrating a great adventure. But the song mentions the word dog a lot. So he's been hearing the word dog from a lot of different sources. And I'll play this recording. It has a tiny bit of Mickey Mouse in the background, so I hope it doesn't get copyrighted. But I'll play this audio file of him saying it. Do you hear him saying dog? He's totally saying dog. So that's pretty cool. And anyway, I'm just turning my phone off to save battery. But anyway, what else? So, is there anything else I have to talk about? So yesterday, I experienced one of my biggest works on YouTube, turning 3 years old, and I felt like that was crazy. 3 years ago, on February 12th, 2018, today's the 13th, but I uploaded the first No Strings Attached video, and I feel like that singular thing had such an impact on my life, just on my way of doing YouTube. It was so crazy, and I'm so glad I did it. So I am where I am now. And yeah, that's all I really have to say here relating to the past week. It was cool experiencing my show. Well, also my dad's, he had more of the concept for it. Turn 3 years old. And I've been thinking back to it a lot. And I decided, why not talk to Tommy himself? So, if you don't know, obviously Tommy is a character. But we also have an actor playing that character, of course. How do you do a TV show without actors? So, right after this break, we are going to be talking to the actor of Tommy, getting the scoop on his favorite moments of the show, what he thinks about it, right after these messages. Actually, we don't have any messages, but there is going to be a break, so I can get him down into the studio. See you soon! Alright, so you've seen the No Strings Attached series, and now you're about to see it from a completely separate point of view. I've gotten an interview guest today, took a lot of agent talking to, and so now we're going to introduce the child star who became a hit in my series 3 years ago yesterday. Please welcome Thomas McIntosh.
Hi.
Hello, Thomas.
Hi, Caleb.
It doesn't sound like the mic's picking you up. Can you talk a tiny bit louder?
Sure, yes. I've got kind of a soft voice.
Yeah.
You always say that.
Yeah, you do.
I'm honored to meet you.
Yeah, well, you've met me before, but only briefly when I'm making the show.
Yeah.
You're mainly spending your time with the Caleb actor and everything.
Yes, you're the brains behind the show, right?
Yeah. Can we make sure?
Yeah.
It looks like
Let me do a sound check. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Tiny bit louder.
A little bit louder. I'll try. Okay. How about this? I'll get a little closer. This is cool. This is so cool.
Yeah, it is. I have a lot of tech here.
You sure do. Who built all this big computer is really neat.
I was just crediting him earlier, my brother-in-law, Pat. He's a really cool technology person.
Oh, Mr. Jacobs. Yes.
Yeah.
He's one of the producers. Yeah.
So, we have a couple questions to ask you over
sure.
the course
Go
of this
ahead.
podcast.
Yeah.
So
Go
first
ahead.
of all, how did you get involved in the project of No Strings Attached?
Well, I don't remember. I was a couple of years ago, and my mom asked me if I wanted to be in the school play, and I was in it, and one thing led to another, and we got a call from Mr. McGrath and Mr. Jacobs, and they wanted to know if I wanted to be part of it. And I tried out, and here we are.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's been so long.
Crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, what are your favorite behind-the-scenes memories from working on episodes of our show?
So many. I mean, it's been a big part of my life.
Yeah, 2 whole seasons.
Maybe
With more on the way.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I bet we will.
Yeah, so some of my favorite memories, well, I love that Sarah. She was great.
I bet she's a really great
Trouble
sister.
with Trouble. Yeah.
That was
She's a beauty.
a beauty.
She's great. Yeah, I think she's great.
Yeah.
She was so nice to me.
So, like Sarah, Sarah's one of your favorite actors. What are your thoughts on the other actors? Was anyone difficult to get along with?
Well, I'll tell you, Patrick was great. I loved him. Me and Patrick just were really close. Yes,
he was Dad's actor, right?
He plays the father. Yes.
Yeah,
and
the fraternal figure.
he was really, really great. He looked out for me. The one that played Caleb was, he's tough. I mean, everybody knows he's tough, and but Patrick looked out for me, and it was good. It was great. So, so Trouble with Trouble was probably when I really, first realized that, the story arc was going to be long, and I needed to really develop the character. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand completely,
Yeah.
Thomas.
So, we continued on working through the years, and, moved some stunts in. Ho Ho Bros, I believe, was when we suspended me from the balcony. They wanted to use they wanted to use a stunt double. And I said, no, bring it on. It's kind of like the swings at school. And I said, I'll do it. So I did it. Yeah, it was great.
So, here's another question. It wasn't even one that I originally was thinking of, but some
Oh.
of your lines in this interview have really made me think. How has playing Tommy affected you at school, or just in your personal life?
Well, as you can see, I look a lot like I look on the show. So
Yeah.
when they see me around school, I have friends. I have a friend named Davey. That's kind of where we came up with that name.
That's cool.
And, we
You
pal
base it
around
off
school.
of real
and
experiences.
We do, yes. Sometimes the producers give me a chance to add my own experiences in it. And I'll let you in on a little secret, Caleb. Sometimes I work lines in so that I'm able to say what I really mean. You know what I mean? in life.
Improvisation?
Well, I improvise, but I'm actually it's kind of therapeutic. It's my way of saying what I really feel about
that's
people.
nice.
It helps me.
That's good. You have to really use your attitude.
Yes,
And
yes.
make it feel like you're the
Right.
one playing the character.
Right. I'm
That's
easygoing.
a great thing to do.
Yeah, I'm easygoing, Caleb. And
Yeah.
I don't get worried about things. I like to just be nice and get along with everyone.
Yeah.
I don't have pretension, or I don't think I'm better than anybody else.
So,
Yeah.
the next question I have for you is, are you friends with any of the cast outside of doing No Strings Attached?
Well, Sarah, I mean, I'd
Yeah.
like to think maybe we're friends. We send texts back and forth once in a
nice.
while. I like her. Yes, she's
Getting in
super
touch even
nice.
after the episode's
oh,
wrap?
yes. I mean, I believe she's married, but, she thinks I'm cute, and
Yeah.
that's enough for me.
Yeah, she's been telling me that she likes to chat
Has
with you.
she? Has
Yeah.
she? Tell me more.
Well, there's not much. I mean, she was saying something about if you ever want, you can come and visit the baby.
And then what did she say?
She didn't say much. She was just saying, I'm sure Lucas would
Yeah.
love you.
Oh, she has a
You're
child.
a nice, sweet
She
little
has
soul.
a child?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
So, What else? So, what is your favorite episode to work on out of any of them? Season 1 or 2?
So many to choose from. I like some of the on location episodes. They flew me down to Ocean City last year.
Oh, yeah, for a couple episodes.
The first year I had to drive down, in the limo, and we got stuck on the Garden State Parkway, and it took a long time, and so they flew us in. Last time they flew us in, and we stayed down in Cape May, and we came up for the shoot, and it was great.
You and your family?
It was great.
And you and your agent, or
just me and my agent? Yes.
Yeah. So, and I guess the Garden State Parkway experiences, the fact you were stuck in traffic there, that's kind of what inspired a plot point in the most recent episode, Back to the Beach, where the entire plot of the episode is not the plot of the episode, but the first little cold open is me and you rushing to get ready early in the morning so we can beat the traffic. Get ahead of the traffic and everything.
Right, and we got up real early, and that was fun. It reminds me when I was a kid, Caleb, and we used to take trips down to the beach down in south of LA, and
nice.
we go down there pretty frequently with the family, and it was fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Jersey's okay, it's not the West Coast. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's okay.
So here's another question. Yeah. I don't believe it's been brought up. What do you think of Pops? The actor who plays Pops.
Right. Is he still alive?
Yes.
I was afraid you were going to tell me some bad news.
No, he's still alive.
Oh, he's good. He's a good chap. Yeah.
I like him a lot. More of a main character in the second season. And
I didn't know his teeth weren't real. And they got loosened up a little bit in one of the scenes. It was funny. They almost fell out, but we reshot it. It was all good. Yeah.
So, continuing on favorite episodes and stuff, are there any silly behind the scenes moments? Because this whole show I do is all about looking back at the funny memories of childhood, kind of like a time capsule for future generations to remember what I was like. Yeah. Do you have any memories from working on the show?
I do, Caleb. Yes, and the big exciting episode we did with the birthday episode. What was that called again?
The birthday disaster?
The birthday disaster, and I was really the reason for the disaster if you think about it. I mean, I pulled that plug and I couldn't really reach it. That was we did a green screen with that, and a little bit of special effects. But the cool kids were just fun, and it made me wish sometime I could be a cool kid, and how they, they're crazy with the jumping with the shoes and I mean, you're not allowed to do that in California where I'm from.
You're from California.
No, you cannot jump in a bounce house with shoes on.
Yeah,
so when I saw that, Caleb, I was just amazed. I was amazed that they let it happen here in this state.
Yeah, they're quite daredevils.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. So that was cool, and of course, there's always the time when we had remember the tape line on the floor.
Oh,
and,
yes, the tape line.
The tape, and we went out the window, and that was pretty fun. Again, they wanted to use a stunt double, but I said, bring it on. I'll climb on the roof. I don't care. I've had a good life.
Does that include the part where you fly off?
Yes. Yeah, that was neat. I mean, there was a big cushion at the bottom, so it didn't really, it didn't hurt. Hold on.
So.
Yeah, let me get a sip of water.
I'll do the same. I better refill this later. Wait, can I have some of the water? You're
gonna have some of mine? Yeah. Germs, you can get germs that way. The COVID and that sort of thing.
Okay, so anyway.
Yeah, careful. Don't
Here was a funny behind-the-scenes story that I was just thinking of. And just for some look back, and I only heard parts of this because I wasn't on set, but the actor who plays Dad was doing a bit of double work filming this.
He's great.
Yeah, Patrick.
He's a nice guy. Yeah. He's gone on to do a lot of other work, but it's when he can get on the show, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
feel close to him.
Anyway, so here was a funny story from Broken News. That was a long one because it was 2 parts, but we produced it all as one episode.
I know.
I
didn't know what was going to happen, Caleb.
Here was one of the craziest experiences from that one.
What? Go ahead.
In that one, do you remember there was a scene where there was an angry mob of little kids at your door and Caleb?
Right, where did you get all those kids from?
We were looking in the neighborhood, doing a little casting call, seeing who wanted to play some extras.
Yeah. And, Denise was in that one, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was helping out, making sure the
She's
kids
not
were on
around
their
much.
best behavior.
Yeah.
And here was a crazy story from working on that scene.
Uh-huh.
So while we're filming that scene and everyone's yelling, "Stop, Tommy, now! Stop, Tommy,
Yeah,
now!"
I remember, stop, Tommy, now. Yeah.
You were at the door and...
I was kind of a villain in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did some neat stuff with the protagonist and antagonist and some subplots. Basically, during that scene, the mailman walked up to the door ready to deliver a package.
The real mailman, I remember that, yes. Oh,
It was
cheerio, that was great. Yeah.
And here's the crazy thing where they, because Patrick, well, as I call him Dad, I think it's more respectful to call him Dad.
Well, in character, but, behind the scenes, he's Patrick to me.
Well, I don't really have a character, but I like to make sure the audience knows this is the guy who plays Dad. So I was recording, or he was recording. Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought. But basically, the mailman was there, and due to the camera angle, he had no idea that this was all a video production. So from his point of view, he just saw little kids crowding up at the door, yelling, "Stop, Tommy, now!"
He thought that, and I remember Denise stormed off the set that time because she wasn't expecting the mailman to come in.
And it was pretty embarrassing.
She's kind of tough,
I bet that guy had a funny story to tell his family. Let's just hope his name wasn't Tommy.
Right. That's funny.
So
that was a good one. Yeah. And it scared me a bit. Because I got yelled at by Denise after that one. She said that if I hadn't taken so long to get my lines out behind the door there when I opened it, that the mailman wouldn't have seen her. And apparently she does order a lot of packages from the Amazon, and she was afraid the mailman might not come back and deliver more packages. So she and I have never really gotten along, Caleb.
But, that's one of the actors that you didn't always get along with.
I've got a couple lines in my contract to deal with her.
Yeah. So, what do you like outside No Strings Attached? What do you like to do?
Oh, Caleb, I like to take long walks on the beach back home in California, and I ride a bit. I ride horseback.
You ride horseback? That's good. There are a lot of horse fields in California.
Dressage.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's a kind of riding. I don't know if you do it here in the East, but back out in California, we
probably do.
It's show riding. Caleb.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you get to do that.
I spend a lot of time doing that, and a little bit of hiking, and like I said, time in nature, just to get in touch with myself.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any brothers at home, and has that influenced has No Strings Attached influenced that, or has either way gone back and forth?
I'm an only child.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I really got to know
me
you
and my
that much.
mom
You
and
live so
dad.
far away.
Yeah. Well, I fly in when we do the episodes, and then I head back home, and we homeschool, and when we homeschool, I stay out of, I just try to stay out of the limelight,
And here's a question. The Caleb actor, I've heard he doesn't always get asked this. I did a completely separate interview with him, but we weren't recording that time.
He can be tough, too.
But he basically, he never had this question that much, because he does his own voice. But with you, you're so famous in the role of Tommy on my channel. Such a mini celebrity, almost.
Yeah, small. Well, we don't need to make small jokes, but yeah. If that's what you mean.
No, I just
that's
meant
where we're gonna go.
I just meant you're not extremely famous, but for being on a YouTube series, you're pretty famous.
Yeah.
But do you ever get asked to recite lines in The Voice?
This voice? You mean the Tommy voice?
Yeah, the Tommy voice.
Yeah, sometimes I do. I mean, it's a little gravelly,
Just
it's a little tough, but one time I tried it out. Hey, Caleb! What's your problem? And it's not really my style to be gruff or, rude, but, I just kind of, just clear my throat and I just, let it fly. You know what, Caleb? This interview's running a little long and I'd like to get out of here. I gotta catch a flight back to the coast.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah. So, it's good.
Maybe we
It's all
can,
good.
just for fun, I'll ask you to recite a couple lines from the show,
Oh, yeah, bring it on.
like the whole "See It Rock" dialogue. That is it. I've had it with Caleb. I'm gonna ruin his party. I'm unplugging the bounce house. So pull the plug right here and see it rock.
Right.
Try doing that.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah, let me cue it up. That's it! I've had it with Caleb! I am going to ruin his party! I'm gonna pull this plug, and I'm gonna see that bounce house get destroyed! Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3, see it rock!
Yeah.
Death mayhem!
Goodness. Maybe we should wrap up this interview pretty
No,
soon.
it's all right, Caleb.
So-
I can get in and out of character pretty
Yeah,
fast.
that's maybe.
It's been
Well,
swell.
here's one last question I have for you.
Yeah.
After
Go ahead.
No Strings Attached, or not even After No Strings Attached, but right now we're 3 years into it. Where does it go next?
Yeah, that's
Fans are dying to know.
That's a good question, Caleb. I've thought a lot about it. I'm just starting kindergarten right now, and
Yeah.
I've got a lot going on at home, and there's a couple projects in the hopper. My mom's told me that she's thinking about a motion picture, actually.
A motion picture?
Yeah, I can't release the details of that right now, but I don't know what I'll be doing in the Tommy universe. I am getting older, and that gravelly voice can really hurt your throat a bit. So I'm not sure how much longer I'll be in this role, but we'll see. We'll see what the old contract says and how the negotiations go. It's all about the almighty dollar, Caleb. So
Yeah.
we gotta pay attention to that stuff too.
And we're
in
well
this
into
for-
season
we're in-
3.
Yes, we are.
Doing some good script writing.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's debatable, but
Good point.
mm-hmm.
We're well into planning this
Well,
season at
gee,
least.
it's been swell.
Expected this summer,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's been swell talking with you, Caleb, and say hi to Sarah for me if you see
Yeah, I
her.
will.
Yeah.
Maybe Sarah's listening to this right
Maybe
now.
she
Are you
is.
Sarah?
Are you in there, Sarah? Hi. Well, tell her I said hi if you see her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And,
it was great interviewing you, and
It's great. It's in you, all of you.
I'll talk back
all of
to the
you,
listeners
Mr.
and just-
McGrath and Mr. Jacobs and the whole crew. Everyone's just been swell, and it's really good. It's good to be here with you, Caleb.
yeah.
I'm really happy to see you.
Your agent's waiting for you upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm gonna go get a Go-Gurt.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Yeah.
So I'll wrap up the podcast in a minute.
All right. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Tommy.
Bye.
So, there we have it. It was great talking with Thomas McIntosh. So cool hearing some insider info on how this show is made. It feels 3 years, wow. Feels like it's been so much longer. Well, anyway, that's about all I have for you guys today on this episode of the Chillin' with Caleb podcast. Getting a bit shorter, but still around 30 minutes is the length I like to keep each episode, and that interview was pretty good. My week was just pretty anticlimactic. Hopefully vacation will bring more to talk about next week. Caleb out!